So, of course, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm getting ready to hit the hay, and I have to stumble across this gem. I have to stumble across something that makes me want to do a fucking video. So this is an article from the Allgeheimer, or however the hell you pronounce it, Allgemeiner. Sorry, Allgemeiner. I've seen this publication, but I don't bother to pronounce it. I'm just gonna read this. A fifth grader at a Tennessee public school was sent to the principal's office this week after telling students to stop doing Nazi salutes. Jesus, that sounds terrible. This is her father, Keith Gamble. Please comment with support for my 11-year-old daughter. She was removed from class and sent to the principal's office for the rest of the day for shouting, "Stop it! Put your hands down now!" to a group of students giving the Nazi salute. And yeah, he's been tweeting about this. He's got a shitload of tweets about this on his Twitter page, by the way. And we're going to take a quick look at one of them in a second here. Yeah, so he's talking about in a Twitter thread, Gamble detailed how his daughter was bullied by students giving Nazi salutes in the hallways and at recess for weeks. For weeks. After a teacher assigned a student to give the Nazi salute in a Hitler costume for an assignment. Now, when I first read that, I was a little bit hesitant to believe it, but the school actually has admitted that they did this. They fucking did this. They had them dress up, I guess, in different costumes for different roles. And, some of them had to be Hitler. One of them had to be Hitler. Each time my daughter spoke out, even though she was told by a teacher not to address it. She has been bullied by classmates and targeted personally with Nazi salutes, so school feels lonely sometimes. Okay. Weird phrasing, but yeah. So yeah, this is a horribly formatted tweet. He has a shitload of these. By the way, her father, Keith Gamble, I can't find his ethnic roots, but I can take a stab at it. He is actually a Tennessee professor who graduated from Harvard. And for those of you who don't know, you don't get into Harvard unless you're connected. Even if you are highly intelligent, it's more to do with your connections and where you come from than intelligence when it comes to getting into that university. So yeah. Oops, sorry, I'm all over the fucking place here. Oh, I'm on the wrong window. I'm having a boomer moment over here. Please forgive me. Now it says, although Gamble's daughter was sent to the principal's office, James Evans, the communications director for Rutherford County Schools, told the Huffington Post that she was not disciplined or punished in any way for her concern or actions. And now remember that. She was not disciplined or punished in any way for her concerns or actions. As the school agreed, the actions of the students were completely inappropriate. Okay? The principal also investigated concerns that the salute had happened more than once, and he was able to confirm 2 instances where some students gave the salute outside of the history project. Teachers intervened in both confirmed instances. The principal held a meeting with fifth graders about what happened and to put a stop to any further instances, Evans told the outlet. So yeah, they sent an email to assure them that they weren't condoning this, that they didn't want to be interpreted as hate-filled or insensitive. Fantastic. It seems like they're handling this pretty well. They've intervened. They're not punishing the girl for speaking out about this horrible, horrible thing that's happening to her. And, it seems like they're doing everything right? The school announced that the history project will no longer consist of students demonstrating a Hitler or Nazi salute. Funny, you don't talk about any other changes. I guess that's the only one, because that's the only one that people are complaining about. Find alternative means of covering the 5th grade history standard instead. Yeah, okay. So that's what they're gonna do. So yeah, they said it was meant to be an interactive way for students to learn the histories of World War II, I guess, and it wasn't intended to be offensive, and we definitely and it was definitely not encouraged to be performed by the other students. So, based, I guess, is all I have to say. That's fucking based 5th graders. But here, let's look at his. This is, and I just happened to catch this scrolling through all of these fucking tweets. There's so many. We are working with the ADL and the Tennessee Holocaust Commission to make a positive change. So this guy is working with the ADL and the Tennessee Holocaust Commission. Very strange indeed. Very strange to be involving them. And what do you want? They've already denounced it. They've already said they didn't punish her. They don't condone what happened. Why are you throwing it? Why does this article need to be written? What do you need support for? Support for what? Well, let's see. I mean, this is an Israeli outlet, I believe. Very, very Israeli outlet. So here are the comments. The teacher who promoted this exercise and incited the students in the first place should be fired. That's the first one. I smell foul play here, and most likely the teacher that started this thing is an anti-Semite, either a white supremacist or a frothing liberal linked somehow with the Arabs. Dig a little deeper, and the truth will come out. Yeah, okay, all right. So that's sorry, I didn't mean to boof into the microphone, but that's where they're at. And now there's another article by Winnipeg Free Press. I'm not going to read the whole thing on this, but I got to a certain part, and you know, a little bit strange. So here I'm going to read this. They're trying to link this story with a story of an indigenous guy or a native guy in BC. And they even talk about fucking Charlottesville in this article. They even talk about Charlottesville for some weird reason. But it says, during a rehearsal, because the kids were clearly not equipped with context to understand and reject the gesture, between 10 and 20 classmates returned the salute. Gamble's daughter was troubled. 10 to 20? How do you know that? Where is that coming from? Where are you getting that number? That's not, I don't know, very strange. And they said it was only one or two times that they could confirm, the two cases that they could confirm where this happened. How do you know it's 10 to 20? That's a lot. It's a big difference. Gamble's daughter was troubled and spoke to a teacher who then gave her a few minutes of an open platform to explain her concerns to her peers. Well, that wasn't in the other article. They didn't mention that. Teachers then told the girl that if the salute persisted around school, she was not to address it again. Okay, so now she's being told to shut up. Unsurprisingly, the children continued to make the salutes, now targeted at the girl herself. She kept trying to tell her classmates why the gesture was wrong, but on May 9th, the final rehearsal for the performance, she'd had enough. When a group of kids made the gesture back at the Hitler character, she spoke out. Stop it. Put your hands down. Okay, wait. So the final rehearsal. Why'd you wait for the final rehearsal? And when they did it properly, so when they made the gesture at the Hitler character, in other words, as they were rehearsing, that's when she decided to flip out. That's a little bit suspicious, isn't it? That the time that she, I don't know. Very, very strange there. The parents said, removed the girl from the class and lectured her in the hallway about how she was being disrespectful. The next day, a teacher wrote to Gamble's wife saying the child had expressed her feelings inappropriately and the parents should address it at home. So now they're siding with these neo-Nazi 10-year-olds, apparently, telling the kid to shut up, telling the parents to take care of it at home. Even the clearly biased outlet here wouldn't go that far. Even the Allgemeiner, however I keep mispronouncing it, the Allgemeiner, even they don't accuse them of that. It's a dismaying story, one of childhood misbehavior hinging on one of the most vile gestures in human history, enabled by teachers who, for some inscrutable reason, left most of the work of explaining the salute's hideous roots to an 11-year-old child, therefore making her a target for further derision. Okay, so this is just like clearly contradicting what's in the Allgemeiner. Which is it? Like, did they only find 2 instances of this, and just decide? Oh yeah, it was 10 to 20 kids. 10 to 20 kids antagonizing a presumably Jewish girl with the Hitler salute. If they were poorly equipped with the context, why did they understand that this was meant to be directed at a Jewish kid? And why is it that despite the fact that the Algemeiner says they've essentially they've come out and condemned it and said that they've had a meeting with all of the fifth graders, all of them in the school, and denounced it and explained why this is bad. They've intervened on the only 2 cases that they've been able to confirm of this actually happening. Despite all that, they're calling for the firing of these teachers, and the father in this case, who is a very powerful man, is invoking the ADL and the Tennessee Holocaust Commission. I think I do smell some foul play. I think maybe that commenter was right. Maybe there is a little bit of scheming and conniving going on here. Certainly there are some contradictions between these articles. So I'm a little bit fucking curious as to how this is going down. This is outrageous. This is outrageous. One canon should learn from such evil by teaching the evil. You are fucking evil. You're evil. You people are evil. Okay? Let's get that fucking straight. Anyway, just food for thought. Figured I'd call this shit out. Have a good night.